Welcome back to the Place Podcast. My name is Nicole Morgan, and joining me today is Nathan Rodriguez. He is our young adult coordinator, so that means that he works with our high school students, and he helps them build confidence, set goals, and take real steps towards their future. So we want to thank Nathan for being here today.
Hi, I'm really glad to be here.
Yay! Okay, so we're going to start off with just like we do almost every other time. Nathan, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here at the Place.
So, I'm the young adult coordinator, which means that I help students in need. I do that with working with community school bases, which is with East Forsyth High School, and with our after school program, which is the Duffel Bag Initiative, and also with our summer internship.
Which one of those is your favorite to work with?
Ooh, that's really hard. I have favorite things about each three.
Okay.
So for the community schools, I love being at the school and like working with the kids individually and getting to know them.
Yeah.
The Orange Duffel Bag Initiative, I love helping them after school, like getting them to like ready and like having them set their goals for what they want to do in the future. And then for the summer internship, I love having them work for what they want to go for.
What did you go to school for?
So I went to the University of North Georgia. I got my bachelor's in human services and got my minor in psychology.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what do you like most about working with this age group?
So which
is basically your age group.
Well, thank you. I love how honest they are with everything. Okay. They tell you how it is 100% of the time, and they're not afraid to share their opinion.
Yeah.
And it's taught me a lot working with them because it's very, even though I am a little bit older than them, it's very different from when I was their age.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing to me how like advanced and little mischievous they can be, but great as well.
I love that. And you are able to connect with them on such a great level that you can really build relationships with them, right?
Yes. So it helps so I'm 25, and that makes me a little bit younger than
Be nice.
Yeah. Being 25 closer to their age really helps a lot because that way they can reconnect with me. And also being part of the school, they could be afraid of talking to teachers or counselors or whatnot. They're able to talk to me because I'm at that age group where like, oh, he's closer to my age. I can talk to him about anything. You know, he knows how it is.
Sometimes a little too open.
Yeah, they open up. I've learned a lot this year with these kids, but I love it. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming up soon, or the past 11 to 12 weeks, 12 weeks now, so we're coming up to graduation. You've been a part or leading the Orange Duffel Bag Initiative.
Yes.
And we've got graduation coming this weekend, which may have already passed by the time this gets posted. But tell me about Orange Duffel Bag, or tell them about Orange Duffel Bag Initiative.
So the Orange Duffel Bag Initiative is an after-school program where we help students figure out what they would want to do with their goals and figure out what else is out there. So the Orange Duffel Bag Initiative is a 12-week program that students who are referred by school social workers, counselors, and by me as well.
Okay.
These students learn life skills. Yeah. And they're provided with an Orange Duffel Bag life coach. We talk about financials. We talk about colleges. We talk about we make sure to talk about like why we're doing this.
Oh.
Why do you need to look for colleges if you want to go to school? Why do you need to have positive friends around your friend group?
Yeah.
Why is this important in my life?
Yeah.
We have to make sure that we go through these whys to figure out like why all this matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, from my perspective, I'm a big why person. And so you can tell me that I have to do something, but if you give me the why behind it, I'm way more likely to buy into it.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're seeing?
Yeah. So a lot of these kids, they often don't know what's out there and whatnot. So like, they always think of like if there's like a one-way perspective, like a straight line, like, oh, you go to school and then you go to college and then you go work.
Yeah.
But there's some cases where these kids just have to go straight to work and they don't want to go to college.
Yeah.
And they think oh, there's only this available. This is only available for me. But for us, we make sure that there's other opportunities available.
Yeah.
Like there's more than just the easy. Like there's more than just the easy way. There are other jobs that you don't need with a college degree.
Yeah.
And we make sure that like that's always known to them.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, because I think you're right. I mean, it gets so ingrained in you from a young age, and it is like it's elementary, it's middle, it's high school, then you go to college and you get a job. But really, there's some really great jobs out there that you might just need like an associate's degree, or you just need a certificate to do, and you can still have a successful life if you go through these different paths. I think that's cool. So you do it once a week for 12 weeks.
Yes.
And you have an instructor from Orange Duffel Bag.
Yes.
And then you said they have mentors as well, or is that just?
So I'm kind of a mentor for them as well.
Okay.
So I help the life coach conduct like examples whenever they're teaching, or help them like give them my personal experience on things.
Okay.
Because the life coach has her own experience and I have my own experience.
Okay.
And then we also have volunteers who would come in and help as well and have their experiences, because it's good to know more than one experience to give to kids, so that way I could do it this way or I could do it this way.
Yeah, I love that. I like that you said having positive friends around you. We have to teach I've got two young girls, and teaching them, I say that there's sunshine bringers and there's rain cloud bringers, and so like the positive friends are obviously your sunshine, and you want more of that sunshine around, or you're just going to have rainy, cloudy days. And so I mean, which I'm sure you probably don't use that analogy with high schoolers, but it works for my elementary school kids. That's awesome. So what is your favorite part of Orange Duffel Bag Initiative?
My favorite part of the Orange Duffel Bag Initiative would have to be getting to know these kids one-on-one. So working with the school, I have over 100 kids seeing me with the community school outlook at how it works and everything. But with the Orange Duffel Bag, it's only brought out to at least like 20 kids. Right now we are at 16 that are set to graduate right now. And they have to work for that graduation. So we make them do projects, we make them go through this whole booklet and fill this out and everything. And the cool part of it all is that when they graduate, they get a free laptop.
Which is awesome.
And
so that can set them up for greater success too, because it's not just a laptop, right? They get Microsoft Office on there too. It
comes up with all these different apps and everything. And if they want to go to college, they can just start a computer for college, and they save a couple $100 not buying a computer, because they have it with them for free and they worked for it.
I think that's awesome. And you said you have 16 graduating this weekend.
Yes, 16 graduating.
That's amazing.
I'm really excited for them, and they're presenting what they learned at the Orange Duffel Bag Initiative and what their goals are for the future. I'm really excited to see all that.
Yeah, that's really exciting. So do you help them with the presentations, or is it something they do on their own?
We help them out as we can. There's some students who may need a little more help than others. But we also look through it, so we have to make sure, because sometimes high school students kind of put their own ways into it, but we have to make sure that it's like semi-professional, semi-appropriate, and also 100% them.
Awesome. I love that. Okay, so we're going to transition from Orange Duffel Bag Initiative. We're very excited for the graduation this weekend. Can't wait to celebrate with them. But let's talk about summer internship. So that's coming up pretty soon. I can't believe we're like less than a month away from the end of school.
I know, it's crazy.
It is, yes, crazy. But this summer, we'll have summer internship. So tell us a little bit about what that program is.
So the summer internship program is a 6-week program. It's a paid summer internship. It's given to high schoolers who are interested. They have to apply for it, interview with me or my boss Paige or another coworker, and see if they're eligible to come in. And it's available for 10 students. And I sent it to all the high schoolers. I sent it to all the high school people today.
Like social workers?
Like the social workers, yes.
Okay.
I sent it to all the high school social workers today. The flyer, the description, the application, and it's a really cool program where they learn how to work a couple shifts at the place. We give it if that food pantry or the thrift store. And
we've got some in marketing.
Oh yeah, and some in marketing too. And we also tour a bunch of places. For example, the hospital, Chamber of Commerce, Vengeance Racing. We like tour a bunch of places that may need a college degree or may not need a college degree, and that opens the kids' eyes to realizing, oh, I could go for this if I don't want to go to college, or I could go for this and I just need an associate's degree.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool program to open your eyes and everything. And then they have.
And you visit colleges too.
Yes, we visit. Last year we did University of North Georgia in Dahlonega, and we had a really fun time. The year before that, we visited Kennesaw State University.
Yeah.
And that was also a really good time. And I'm really amped up for the summer internship, actually. So I'm excited for that. And what else? They have 2 really big projects during the internship, which one is their passion project. Well, let's just say 3 projects. We update the resume, then we do the passion project, which is something where they work on what they're passionate about, whether that could be immigration, homelessness, all these other things.
Yeah.
And then at the end, we do a staff lunch where they make lunch for the place staff and become like little waiters and like and present their what they learned at the place presentation as well.
But with the lunch, it's not just serving lunch. They have to plan out the menu. They have to plan going to get the stuff. Then they have to cook everything.
Yes.
And then they're able to.
Yes, it's a whole process. Yes,
it is.
It's really I think that's my favorite project to do.
Yeah.
Because I've been in the restaurant industry for about 12 years with my my family's restaurant, and then working at an Italian deli for 7 years, and it just brings me like back a little bit whenever we work with the staff lunch and everything. So I'm excited about that too.
And then the presentations, tell us about those.
The presentation is basically what they learned at the place, and they presented to the whole staff. So last year we had a couple of presenters being like, what they learned at the place was their favorite part of the place. A lot of them said Glenn helping them change a tire. A lot of them said that. It was really funny. And the memories they made, and they had pictures of everything, and then like the friends they made. And then last year's interns were a really special group. Yeah. Because like even to today, they still talk to me about like certain things in their lives and everything. I had a student yesterday talk to me that she's doing dual enrollment next year.
Oh, awesome.
And she's like going to do 2 jobs, and she wants to contact a contact she made when we visited the courthouse. Okay. And try to find an internship over there. So I think that's really cool.
That is really cool.
And all these kids are also friends with each other. They've talked in our old group chat, talk about hanging out and everything. And I just think it's really special. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's really cool. It's fun to watch their presentations and then I've seen them now for 2 years. And so the first year, I know that y'all visited like the sheriff's office. Yes. And so then they had to say like their plan A, plan B, plan C. And I remember like so many of them, their plan A was like, I'm going to be an influencer. And if that doesn't work out, I'm going to be a police officer. And you're just like, wide range right there. But I love it because they had probably never thought about that. But then if you went and toured and they got to see, I don't know, like really what that entails. And they were like, I don't know. They must have been like blown away by it because it's really cool.
Yeah, because I don't think that the kids that usually come to the internship, they don't get the opportunity to experience all these different things. Yeah. And the summer internship allows that for them. Yeah. So
I think that's really cool. So you said your favorite part you think is the presentation? No, the staff lunch.
The staff lunch, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Why do you think it's so important for these kids to have an opportunity like the summer internship?
I think it's important because they learn how to work a little bit. They see what opportunities are out there that may require, may not require a college degree. And I also think it's important because a lot of these kids are they're very shy and like timid when they first come in, as everybody when they first started job and everything. But once they get used to it, get to know the people, they open up and be more themselves. And I think that's really important. Yeah. And you find whatever in common you have with your coworker and everything, and you find a way to work together despite if there's any differences or whatever. You just become like a little family, and I think that's also important. That's what I try to keep in mind for the summer internship. Yeah.
Do you have any success stories either between community schools, ODBI, or summer internship?
So for the community school, you know, I have the Bronco Place, which is like a little coffee shop, and the kids like come and buy snacks and everything, and then there's a free shelf of things where they get like free food, free hygiene stuff, and everything. I had a kid reach out to me about prom recently, and the other school store that I run, the thrift store and everything. We looked over there for some prom dresses. I didn't really have any, but I got in contact with Sam, and he had extra prom dresses for get to prom. So we were able to find her 2 prom dresses that she was able to keep.
Awesome.
And we were also able to give her a $50 gift card for Kohl's for her prom essential needs. And she was able to get to prom and everything. It was really sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What do you see in your, probably mostly the community school, but like what are the major needs that you see the kids having or their families having right now?
Besides like food and like try to find clothing with like community school wise, so what I focus on, the needs of like kids and families, being able to talk to someone who might understand them.
Okay.
So for me, I see myself kind of like a mentor to kids.
Yeah.
And how I get close with these kids, I work with these kids at the school and also with summer internship and also ODBI.
Yeah.
They are able to talk to me about certain things that they may not be comfortable talking about to another adult or teacher or counselor. And it's really important to have these kids be heard and listened to, because they may not feel that way either like at home or either at school.
Yeah.
And that's what part of my job is try to make sure that they are heard, and then I have to make sure their needs are met the way they are. I remember in the beginning of the school year, a kid told me about some family issues that they weren't comfortable talking to a counselor about. So she told me everything, and I had to Nathan my way up to the counselor and describe it in a way to where he is able to know as much as he's able to know.
Yeah.
Without
betraying the trust.
Without betraying the trust of the kid. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also with ODPI, I had a kid talk to me and the life coach after class about a personal struggle he was going through. And even though he stopped doing the program, he's still going to school. I checked on his attendance after he left and everything. And like I make sure that every day that he's like, okay, we still keep in contact with him just in case like he needs anything. And he knows he has the life coach's number, so he's able to reach out to her, or if he wants to reach out to me, he can reach out to me however he can. Yeah.
I think that's so important for them to have someone basically just in their corner.
Yeah.
Someone to listen, someone to validate, someone to see them.
Yeah.
So it's a big role.
It is. But being a kid once myself, I knew how important it was for someone to hear me.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes like back in the day, I say that back in the day, there was often times where nobody was there for me, so I make sure I'm there for them.
Yeah.
So
I think that's really important, and I think that's awesome that you're able to do that for them. It's so good. Okay, so when you're looking at all of these programs together, how do you feel like they help move students forward?
I think going through all these programs, I think it helps kids gain confidence to express who they want to be and what they want in life.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that I bring up during these programs is making sure they know that there are opportunities out there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of kids, again, what we talked about earlier, there's like a straight line of going to school, going to school, and then working for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really have to be that way. And a lot of kids don't know that unless they get examples or they're told that way.
Yeah.
Or if they want to go that way, I could help them find a basic route.
Yeah. And
that way, if they want to follow it, they're able to follow it if they can.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing about the impact that you have with these kids every day. Because you do. You have a huge impact on their lives. And I think that is something we don't take lightly, but I hope that you understand that the impact that you are having and how important your role is.
Well, thank you for having me. I love being part of these kids' lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows. We can see it. Okay, so if you're listening and want to be a part of this work that we do with the young adults, We always give you 3 ways to serve. Of course, financially, we can always take that. And we still have a heart for the community campaign going on right now, which is that matching campaign with the Community Foundation for Northeast Georgia. We're so close, but we're not quite there yet. So that is always a great one, because that does go back to our client assistance, which Nathan falls under. And then we have drives.
Yes. So working with the high schools at East Forsyth High School, there's a market there where they store like groceries and food and also hygiene products and school supplies. So if you're able to donate any school supplies like deodorant, toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, toilet paper, or even donate some clothes for the school's thrift store, we would love to take them and let's sort through them and have them present at the school. And whatever we can take, I always bring back to the place. So your donations will go somewhere, whether or not you take them to the school or whether you take them to the place.
Amazing. And then our third way we always give ways to give is to volunteer their time.
Yes. In the next school year, we're hoping to, also in the summer, you can also volunteer at the place to help with the summer internship.
Ways they can volunteer is you do site visits, which we talked about.
Yes.
So if you have a company that might be a great fit for these students, that could show them a different path, maybe other than going to college or getting a degree, or really just sort of like hands-on work possibly.
Yeah.
And then if you could come in as a speaker and do like a lunch and learn with the kids as well, we can do that, whether it could be financial, if you want to teach them about budgeting, or if you just want to tell them your life story and how it's different than maybe mainstream might be. What other kind of speakers would you be looking for?
We can also look for CEOs.
You'll do a Dress for Success.
We do a Dress for Success, yes. So anything fashion oriented.
Yeah.
Or just if you're also an influencer, that's coming up now lately.
Yeah.
Or if you just have a story that you think will impact the kids, anything will help.
Really, any way that could teach them a life skill or something they could use later on in their life, whether it be for school or for business or their next steps in life. If you could help mentor them towards something, I think that would be a great topic for them.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for listening today or watching. Come back next time, but reach out to Nathan, who is Nathan at theplacega.org, and we'll put that down in the show notes as well. But you can always reach out if you have any additional questions. Thank you so much. Bye.
Have a good day.